Before we formally begin today's session, I kindly request all the participants to fill in your name, email ID, and institution in the Google Sheet link shared in the chat. This is mandatory for certificate generation and official communication. So please ensure you submit your details right away. Thank you for your cooperation, and I hope you enjoy today's session.
Okay, everybody please open your camera also. Okay, so when we talk about Python for GIS, today we aren't just talking about drawing lines on map. We are talking about building the automated systems that organizations like NASA and ISRO use to monitor our planet. Python is the tool that allows us to evolve from being map makers to being earth scientists. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us online for technical session 2 of Geospace Techfest GTU 2026. I'm Kamini, lead organizer of the fest and PhD student coordinator of the Geospatial Society DT. Following our engaging first session, we are excited to continue this journey with a topic at heart of modern geospatial workflows, Python and automation. These online sessions are carefully curated to help you move beyond theory and gain clarity on real-world tools, industry expectations, and practical skill sets. Our Department of Geospatial Science and Technology remains committed to strengthening education and research in the field, while the Geospatial Society continues to act as the bridge between academic learning and professional application. We are thrilled to have you with us today. Neha?
Hello everyone, I am Neha, MSc Geospatial Science student and President of the Geospatial Society DTU. Before we move ahead, a brief introduction for those joining us today for the first time. Geospace Techfest is India's flagship technical fest in geospatial and space sciences, organized by the Geospatial Society DTU under the Department of Geospatial Science and Technology. The fest aims to promote learning, innovation, and industry exposure in geospatial space and interdisciplinary domains. In today's geospatial industry, GIS and Python go hand in hand. Automation and scripting are now essential. Yet many students struggle with where and how coding fits into GIS workflows. Today's session is designed to focus on conceptual clarity and practical understanding, addressing sorry that addressing real doubts rather than just teaching syntax. Please note that there will be a quiz related to today's session at the end. Winners will be announced during the session and on our official social media platforms. We will also have a detailed Q&A session after the short quiz.
It is now my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for technical session 2. Mr. Utkarsh Karn is a lead software engineer at DFI Gravity and a proud alumnus of Delhi Technological University. Having completed both his BTech and MTech from here in geoinformatics, while his academic journey began here at GTU, his work today connects with learners and professionals across universities, disciplines, and backgrounds. His strong expertise in Python based automation and geospatial workflows. He has strong expertise. He has worked on real world problems where coding becomes a powerful tool for GIS professionals. Having closely interacted with GIS students from diverse academic backgrounds, he understands the common coding related doubts faced by geospatial learners. And today's session is designed to focus on clarity and understanding of these doubts. Utkarsh Karn is a geospatial engineer with over 25 years of experience across various industries, including engineering, environmental sciences, geophysics, geology, geophysics, 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 Sorry for the bad connection. Sir, we are delighted to have you with us today. The virtual floor is yours. Utkarsh, please start.
Hi everyone, good morning. Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thanks, Kamini, for this brief introduction. So, welcome everyone. I am Utkarsh Karn. I am a lead software engineer in DeFi Gravity. And what our company does is it's basically a space tech company. We build softwares for payload, and we also build GIS applications such as MSA and SSA. MSA basically stands for Maritime Situational Awareness, and SSA stands for Space Situational Awareness. Basically, all the applications which involves satellite operations and maritime operations. So, diving into my presentation here. So, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like it is taking time to load. Yeah. So I will focus mostly on integration of GIS with Python. I won't go deep into GIS. I won't go deep into Python syntaxes and all. I will just focus on how we merge these two, and some part of it will be how will you start learning Python for GIS. So these are the contents which I will like to cover, from evolution of GIS to how GIS is impacting our market, and how we should learn as a GIS student or say GIS professional. That's what it's going to we are going to see. Yeah. So first of all, let's start with from where GIS starts and how we reached what is happening in market right now. So initially in the early 90s, we have we had all the GIS softwares. Basically, it started to begin. It started from say ArcGIS or any kind of GUI based GIS software, which later led to the expansion of this domain. Then in late 2010s, we saw the integration of Python with this domain. As you all might be aware of PyQGIS or say ArcPy, in which we do all the Python integration inside the GUI applications only. Then we also had some Python libraries. So let me put it in this way that if you don't know Python right now, no need to worry. We'll see it as we go along. Then as the market increased, people saw that the GIS is an important tool. It can be used in say nearly every field, in every domain. So what they did was they started increasing the domain of just GIS. They introduced cloud in this. They introduced automation in this, and that's how we came right now in this era in which we actually have to go hand in hand with Python and GIS, or say any coding language with GIS. So why Python matters? Why does it matter? So first of all, it is 68%. If you can see on the screen, it is 68% open source. Open source से मेरा मतलब है कि you don't need to pay pay to learn Python or say integrate GIS with Python. 68% of its resources, of its applications is all open source. Then it is nearly 4.5x demand. It increase, say you know only GIS. But if you learn GIS scripting in Python or say any other language, it increases your growth. It increases your potential in the market. That's what is Python for GIS. Then, as we are seeing that we have increase in data in every domain, not just in GIS, but in every domain, say ML, DL, or in any kind of application, we are seeing an increase in data volume. Basically, we are dealing with big data. To accommodate that increase, we should focus on integrating GIS with Python. Then there has been a significant increase in GIS Python roles. Basically, it's around 72%. That's why every GIS student, I feel, should focus their skills on Python also. So before moving ahead, I would like to clear one thing. Python is not replacing your GIS skills. Okay. It is just enhancing your GIS skills. So anyone, if they think that if I learn Python, I won't be able to use QGIS, ArcGIS, or any kind of GIS platform. No, it's not like that. You are just enhancing your GIS knowledge, GIS application skills, and basically GIS market with this increase in skill. So Python is not replacing GIS, it is enhancing your skill. That's what you should always keep in mind. Then there is a small comparison between Python and some GIS, GUI based GIS tools. So, how many of you, I have used one term in my uh, session right now, that is GUI. How many of you know what is GUI? Can I have a raise of hands? Okay, okay, only four. Okay, let me put it this way. Oh, let me say, can you unmute Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
So, what is GUI?
So GUI is basically defined as the graphic user interface, which we basically like it works on the front end, which we see when we perform the function.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. So, in easier terms, GUI is basically what you see on screen, and what you do on screen is visible to you. You are not in a shell, or saying you are not in a coding environment. You are just doing things, and you are seeing how it is looking to you. Like any QGIS is a kind of GUI. GIS, GUI based application. ArcGIS is also one of it. So basically, this slide covers how we basically it covers the difference between Python, QGIS, ArcGIS. Basic difference. So main difference arises in terms of repeatability and automation. Like if you have a large amount of data, say in terms of shape files, in terms of features, when you do any kind of analysis on any of this GUI based application, it will be a repeatable process. It will take your time, it will take your efforts again and again and again. You can use ArcBy, you can use PyQGIS, but it is only restricted to that environment, that application's environment. So what we do as a Python GIS integration, we create scripts, we execute it outside those specific environment, so that we can reproduce, repeat, and automate our large amount of, say, usage. Then in terms of learning curve, so as you all know, you most of you are GIS guys and girls. So learning GIS is very gentle. You can always learn GUI based GIS skills. You can always learn ArcGIS. You can always learn QGIS. But for Python, it's not that gentle. You need to invest some time in learning Python. So the learning curve of Python is not very gentle. It is kind of steep, as it is mentioned here, but the reward is extremely beautiful. Another, say, point of difference here is that you can integrate Python with GIS in many kind of fields, not just say for GIS applications. It can be expanded to your data analysis, to your machine learning, to your deep learning, and any kind of. So right now in the market there are infinite number of Python libraries which you can use and which will help in advancing the application. Yeah. So one more thing is, but it's like I'm not promoting Python. There are advantages of QGIS and ArcGIS also. What are those? What I feel is, and in the market also, if you will see, most of the visualization techniques involve using QGIS. If you want to visualize, if you want to see how your data, how your analysis report looks, how how good did your analysis report look and on interaction with your data, with your GIS data, you should use QGIS. Yes. Just a minute. I hope I am clear to everyone. There is no issue in voice or say presentation.
No, sir.
Okay, good, great. So when should you choose Python and when should you choose any GUI based GIS application? So basically, I have said that we should use Python if you need automation and scale. Basically, if your data is too much, if you need repeated workflows, like if you need to see some, say for change detection, you want to see changes every year. You don't want to repeat all the process again and again. Not just for change detection. Say I'm in maritime department, so we actually need some change every day in terms of every day with respect to some area, say Gulf region. So we can't download the data every time. We can't go to say any GUI based application and run all the process again and again. So what we did was we created a script, we ran it, and it runs automatically every day, say every week, every month. It downloads the data, it does all the processing, and it gives me the output. When should you use GUI based GIS? As I already mentioned, if you want to do quick exploratory mapping, if you want to do styling, you should always use GUI based GIS. And mostly digitizing part is mostly done using GUI based GIS application. It is quite easy to do in that. Of course, it's time consuming, but for digitization, you actually need time. Yeah. Then for if you want to integrate your analysis with any other application, so if you want to use your GIS data for some machine learning model training, you should pick Python because it is very easy to integrate. In the same way, reporting, exporting, scheduling tasks, plugins, you have seen Python plugins in QGIS. These are all made through coding. It actually helps in easing the task of say anyone using GUI based GIS. So basically for hybrid approach, it's better to use hybrid approach if I should say like that. So in the right hand most side, you can see a quick checklist. If you need repeatable automation, choose Python. If you need fast visual iteration, choose GUI GIS. If you require integration and scale, choose Python. If you're just exploring or learning or teaching, please go for GUI GIS. So I would like to clear some common misconceptions about Python, which I as a student also felt. But eventually I realized, okay, that was not very true for me. Firstly and most important is I can only learn Python if I have a coding background or if I have a CS background. No, nothing like that. Python is a very easy, very reachable language. Many people learn it while working, like me. I actually got the project. I started learning Python. I enjoyed it and I moved forward with it. That's what happened. In my college days, on when I was a student in DTU, we didn't have much exposure to what is happening in the market. Of course, and many students don't have this kind of privilege. So when I dived into the market, I saw, okay, Python, Python, coding. But it's not just coding. I wanted to stick to my domain also. I didn't want to leave GIS. So I saw and I realized, okay, I can learn Python. I started learning Python. I didn't have any coding background, to be honest. But when I started it, I realized, okay, anyone can do it. Yeah. So if you think you don't have CS background, you can't learn coding, machine learning, nothing like that. Anything is achievable. Then uh, Python requires big budgets. False. I've already told you this. Python is an open source. Most of the big companies also use Python as their backframe in their framework. So, and one more thing is, it is not too hard to learn. Yes, I should point it out. So many people think is that we are doing some GIS analyst job, say we are doing things in QGIS, we are operating analysis on QGIS software, say ArcGIS software, downloading images. So I don't have time to learn Python. It will take too much of my time. No, nothing like that. If you follow the procedure properly, Python integration with GIS is not that hard to learn. You will see in later slides, I have I will give you some tips to start learning Python quickly for GIS. Of course, to get an expert in this language, you need to work hard, no doubt about it. But to enhance your GIS skills with Python, you don't need to work too hard. You can just be, say, 2 hours per week. I am saying, yes, week. 2 hours per week you can start, and in say 12 weeks, 2 3 months, you will be good to go. Yeah. Then okay, uh, how many of you already know Python? Can I have a raise of hands? One, two. Okay. And how many of you tried learning Python but didn't understand? Three. Oh, one, two. Okay. Okay. Neha, will it be fine if I take one question? Not
Yes, sir.
exactly question. Yeah. So, Pranjal, can you hear me? Hello.
Pranjal, please unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, sir, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of problem did you face while learning
I
Python?
I face problems like in the understanding of the language and like what people are expecting, like what I have to do. I won't be able to write it in a proper script and all. So
So it's more like you saw the videos, you read some books, but you don't know how to start writing.
yeah, there
How
was
to start
problem
writing, or
like
say, how does it fit into your GIS part? Is it like that?
yeah, understanding the integration and acquisition of the everything.
Yes. Okay. I think that is one of the major concern here, that most of the people start learning Python, but they don't know how to use it. Like कि हमने वीडियोस देख ली, अच्छी लग रही है, समझ में आ रहा है वेरिएबल्स क्या होते हैं, कांस्टेंट्स क्या होते हैं, लूप्स क्या होते हैं,
Yeah.
पर यार इसको यूज कैसे करते हैं? मतलब कोई प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट, मतलब एक तो कंपनी में क्या हो रहा है, पाइथन का यूज कैसे हो रहा है. जीआईएस में तो हमें पता चल गया कि मुझे इमेज दे दी, मुझे ये एलयूएलसी बना दो, कुछ और बना दो, ठीक है, हमने करके दे दिया टूल से. पर कंपनी में कैसे यूज करते हैं यार पाइथन? दैट इज वन ऑफ द मेन चैलेंज. सो दैट आई विल ट्राई टू deal with today. Okay, then we should start with that only, because okay, let's move it here. So if you know Python, if you have learned Python, if you have seen the videos, you can see that these are the basic things which you have already read or say watched theoretically. Variables and assignment, that data types, list and dictionaries. So basically these are basic fundamentals which you should learn when you start learning Python. This is not too much, if I am being honest. You don't need to watch 50-60 videos of how to learn Python. You need to watch only 15 or say 20 that actually covers these topics. If you learn these topics, you should have an idea of how to start coding. And when you start coding, I am definitely sure you will enjoy it. And when you will start enjoying it, you will start researching, you will start learning more and more and more. And eventually you can reach to a stage jahan pe you don't even need to watch 50-100 videos. You will be like, हाँ ठीक है, ये तो मैं करते करते सीख लूंगा. This is what should happen. This is what happened with me. I didn't watch that many videos, just these basic concepts. I started learning, not learning actually, learning is not the right word. I started working. And while working, I started learning. जो नहीं आता था, आजकल तो वैसे भी एआई आ चुका है. आप टाइप करो, राइट अ कोड फॉर मी टू डू दिस, वो लिख देगा. मगर उस कोड में है क्या, वो अगर आप लर्न कर लोगे, देख के करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. आपको स्पेशली जाके पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये मॉड्यूल क्या करता है. वो उसको यूज कैसे किया है, दैट्स मोर देन एनफ, ताकि वो नेक्स्ट टाइम आप सीधा यूज करोगे उस चीज को. ओके, सो लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन. डू यू गाइज नो गूगल कोलैब? Anyone?
Yes,
How
yes,
many
we
of
know.
you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So I will use Google Colab only, so that it reduces the pain of, say, downloading any kind of libraries and all. Let me share. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So most of the people have doubt how to start coding. I won't tell you the details of learning Python. Okay, I won't tell you what is variable, what are constants, what is a loop. It will take a long session. So I won't help you. I will help you to write code, start writing code. If you have watched videos, very good. If you have not, then go watch some videos of Python, how to learn Python. Any learning video of Python will do. Everything सब में एक ही चीज होती है. Okay. So let's say what is the most basic task which anyone do in Python, or say in QGIS. Say if I want to buffer a shapefile, right? Or wait, I might have some good. Let's see. Here. You can see here. Is my screen visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So initially, when you started learning Python, you will learn what is library and how to import libraries. So what are libraries? In one line, libraries are basically say it is kind of a module which you use for specific application. Like अभी मुझे शेप फाइल से डील करना है तो मैं जियो पांडास इज अ लाइब्रेरी. इट इज काइंड ऑफ अ बुक इन विच यू विल हैव फंक्शंस और से टूल्स टू, जैसे आपके पास QGIS में एक वो होता है वेक्टर टूल्स, राइट. QGIS जो भी यूज करता है उसने उन्होंने देखा होगा कि एक वेक्टर टूल्स नाम का मेन्यू होता है. उसके अंदर आप जाओगे तो उसके अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. सेम आप मान लो जियो पांडास को. जियो पांडास इज लाइक अ टूल फॉर डीलिंग विद वेक्टर डेटा. Okay, so I am importing GeoPandas as GPD. Why did I write GPD? अब जैसे मान लेते हैं कि मैंने आपको क्या एनालॉजी दी कि वेक्टर टूल्स इन QGIS, राइट. अब मुझे वेक्टर टूल्स के अंदर जाके मुझे बफर को चूज करना है, राइट. तो मैं बार बार ऊपर जाके वेक्टर टूल्स पे क्लिक करूं, फिर मैं किसी और मेनू में जाऊं, फिर 3-4 बार अंदर जाके उस टूल पे जाऊं, राइट. तो उसके लिए मैं बार बार ऊपर जाके ना करूं, मैंने उस वेक्टर टूल्स नाम को स्मॉल कर दिया, VT के नाम से कर दिया. वही चीज मैंने यहाँ कर दी. बार बार मुझे जियो पांडास ना लिखना पड़े, इसलिए मैंने GPD लिख दिया. ओके. इफ एनीवन हैज any doubt, you can raise your hand. I will Neha or Kamini can tell me and I will address that.
Utkarsh, we have a detailed Q&A session in the end, so we can take the
Okay.
questions then. Okay?
Okay, got it. Okay, so now next, what do you do in a QGIS? You will import shape files through file importing. That's what I'm doing. I'm importing this shape file inside my session. Basically, two shape files I have, schools and transit. Now, one thing with Google Colab is that you need to have that file or content in your drive. Okay. And let me see if I have it. Looks like I don't have it. Never mind. I will show you. So this is like I imported the shapefile in my QGIS. This line is same. I imported this shapefile, schools.shp, and I assigned a name to it called schools. Okay. Now it is like, अब सिस्टम को कैसे पता कि मुझे इस फाइल को रीड करना है या राइट करना है या इसमें इसके प्रॉपर्टीज दिखानी है. Basically, I am trying to put up an analogy here. So this, I told you, this GeoPandas is like a vector tools. So उस vector tools में गए हम GPD के अंदर. GPD dot means GPD के अंदर, and we took a function called read file. इसने इस सिस्टम को ये बताया कि वेक्टर टूल्स में जाके रीड फाइल नाम का फंक्शन यूज करो. फंक्शन इज लाइक एनी फंक्शन को जो हिंदी में मतलब होता है वही फंक्शन की तरह ट्रीट करो. वेक्टर टूल्स में गए, फंक्शन यूज करा, रीड फाइल, और ये जो फाइल का नेम अंदर लिखा हुआ है इसको रीड कर लो. ओके. नो टफ थिंग, नथिंग टफ, just simple thing. If you have watched Python learning tutorials initially, you will know कि ये variable है. This is called a variable. Schools is called a variable. Read file is a function, and this is how you put a string. Okay. Now हमारे पास एक नाम है schools जिसके अंदर schools की shape file है. फिर हमारे पास है एक नाम transit जिसके अंदर transit की shape file है. Transit क्या है वो आगे पता चलेगा. So अब क्या है कि सिंस शेप फाइल है तो हमें डिस्टेंस का डीलिंग करना है. द मेन पर्पस ऑफ दिस कोड इज टू फाइंड नियर बाय स्कूल्स विच आर नियर टू ट्रांजिट. सो ट्रांजिट पॉइंट्स हैं, जैसे आप मान लो बस स्टॉप है. ओके. इट इज लाइक अ बस स्टॉप आर ट्रांजिट एंड उसके नियर बाय स्कूल्स कौन कौन से हैं, सो दैट वी कैन से कि किस स्कूल में ज्यादा बच्चे आएंगे या किस स्कूल में बच्चे नहीं आएंगे, क्योंकि उसके आसपास बस स्टॉप नहीं है और से ट्रांजिट पॉइंट नहीं है या फिर बस स्टैंड नहीं है. लेट्स से इन दिस वे. ओके. सो अब क्योंकि हमें डिस्टेंस में डील करना है तो वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट ऑल द से lat long values in such a way that we can deal in meters. ओके अगर हम लैट लॉन्ग के बीच डायरेक्ट डिस्टेंस निकालेंगे in this it won't be in meters, you need to be in proper CRS. Everyone here knows CRS, I hope. So we are converting the CRS of this shape file into 3857. जैसे QGIS में हम रिप्रोजेक्ट करते हैं रास्टर को, या फिर अगर हमें CRS चेंज करना है किसी शेप फाइल का तो हम वेक्टर टूल यूज करते हैं, वही चीज हमने यहाँ करी, स्कूल्स टू CRS. अब क्या मैं आपको डिफरेंस समझाता हूँ कि अब मान लो आपने 3857 में कर दिया, आपने आंसर निकाल दिया, अब आपको रियलाइज हुआ कि अरे यार मुझे तो किसी और प्रोजेक्शन में चाहिए था. सो व्हाट विल यू डू? यू विल हैव टू रिपीट द प्रोसेस अगेन. यू विल reproject again in say 4326 CRS, then repeat all the process. इसमें क्या करना होगा आपको? बस यहाँ पे जाके चार डिजिट्स चेंज कर दो 4326 एंड रन द कोड अगेन. बाकी सब चीजें सेम है. Getting? This is what makes Python integration into GIS easier. You don't need to repeat all the process if you are changing just one parameter. You need to just change the value. बाकी सब कुछ वैसे ही हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे मैंने प्रोजेक्शन चेंज कर दिया. अब मैंने बोला कि मुझे 1 किलोमीटर का बफर चाहिए और से 2 किलोमीटर का बफर चाहिए. सो ट्रांजिट इज व्हाट? ट्रांजिट हब शेप फाइल हमारी, उसको मैंने बफर लगाया. डोंट वरी अबाउट द सिंटेक्स, जब आप पढ़ना स्टार्ट करोगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि मैंने ज्योमेट्री डॉट बफर क्यों यूज करा. अभी मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि जैसे कुछ लोगों के डाउट्स होते हैं कि कोडिंग स्टार्ट कैसे करें. वेरिएबल्स पढ़ लिए, स्ट्रिंग पढ़ लिया क्या होता है, फंक्शंस पढ़ लिए क्या होते हैं, पर यूज कैसे करें? तो वो ऐसे यूज करें कि वेरिएबल्स में आप कंटेंट स्टोर करो, फिर उस वेरिएबल्स को ही आगे यूज करो अपने एप्लीकेशन में. तो मैंने क्या करा, ट्रांजिट, दिस इज अ वे ऑफ क्रिएटिंग अ न्यू कॉलम इन द एट्रीब्यूट टेबल. एवरीवन नोज शेप फाइल में एट्रीब्यूट टेबल होते हैं. तो मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ, रुको एक सेकेंड, गिव मी 1 मिनट. Okay. So this is a IDE. I use windsurf. सेम चीज करनी है, यहाँ पे मैं करता रहा हूँ फास्ट. Import GeoPandas as GPT, जो हम स्क्रीन दिख रही है. Sorry, I missed. Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, okay. So what we did was we created a variable called schools gpt.read file, और मैं इसमें डाल देता हूँ हमारे फाइल की लोकेशन, वो यहाँ पे होगी कहीं, ये रहा. ओके, सो वी आर कॉपिंग द पाथ. अब मैंने यहाँ पे क्यों किया? क्योंकि वहां पे मेरे पास ड्राइव पे स्टोर नहीं था. अब मुझे देखना है कि भाई इसके अंदर है क्या, डेटा है कैसा, अच्छा है, बुरा है, सही है, गलत है, सही रीड करा है या नहीं. तो एवरीवन नोज प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट. वी यूज प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट लाइक दिस. प्रिंट स्कूल्स, हेड का मतलब होता है कि स्टार्टिंग के 4 दिखाओ मुझे बस. सो दिस इज अ शेप फाइल जिसमें ज्योमेट्री कॉलम दिख रहा है मुझे. ओके, अगर मैं यहाँ से हेड हटा दूं तो सब प्रिंट कर देगा वो. ठीक है. Now what we did next was transit.shp. Next what we did was create a यस, नाउ वी डिड वाज, हमने क्या रखा था CRS इस सबका 3857 करना है, हमने कर दिया। उसके बाद मैंने कहा था कि मैं बफर निकालूंगा, तो बफर के लिए क्या था, वन कितना था, 1 किलोमीटर, लेट्स स्टिक टू द, वरना बाद में दिक्कत हो जाएगी। यस, सो नाउ आई क्रिएटेड अ बफर अराउंड दिस। यस, अब मुझे प्लॉट करना है, रुको, लेट मी प्लॉट इट आल्सो ताकि दिख जाए। So for using, if you have learned about matplotlib, you will know that you need to define the colors, you need to define the markers for the map, for the image to be visible, right? So that's what I did. I printed schools with, say, gray color with marker size 5, and I printed, say, transits with color red with marker size 30. And now I will plot. I don't want to plot buffers right now. Oh, interesting. This is, yes. Oh, screen नहीं दिखेगी. This you can see here. The red plots are transit points and the gray points are schools. Okay. So same चीज अगर आप अभी QGIS में मैं लोड कर दूं, आपको स्क्रीन दिख रही है ना? Yes. Let me load it. Schools, ये रहे, और ट्रांजिट हब ये रहा। ट्रांजिट हब का कलर हम बढ़िया सा कर देते हैं। See, same thing. Okay. This is how you start coding. You decide कि भाई वेरिएबल्स कैसे यूज करने हैं, मॉड्यूल्स कैसे यूज करने हैं। ये रहा वेरिएबल, ये रहे मॉड्यूल्स। प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट लगा के दिखाया था मैंने आपको, प्रिंट करना है ट्रांजिट। अब अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक बहुत सिंपल सा डिफरेंस देखना, मैं यहाँ पे 2 बार ट्रांजिट प्रिंट कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। इसके बीच में मैं प्रिंट कर देता हूँ आफ्टर बफर, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे आप देखना कि लेट इट लोड। Yes. So now you will see that this is the original transit, जिसमें ज्योमेट्री कॉलम है और हब आईडी कॉलम है। ओके, अगर मैं QGIS में दिखाऊं आपको ट्रांजिट हब्स का एट्रीब्यूट टेबल, एक हब आईडी है। ज्योमेट्री कॉलम क्यों जनरेट हुआ है? क्योंकि हमने पाइथन को बताया है कि भाई ये शेप फाइल है, इसकी ज्योमेट्री जनरेट कर दे। तो उसने ज्योमेट्री खुद से क्या जनरेट करी है? पॉइंट, क्योंकि उसको पता चल गया कि इसमें सिर्फ फ्लैट लॉन्ग है, तो उसने पॉइंट ज्योमेट्री बना दिया। पॉइंट के अलावा यू विल हैव पॉलीगन, मल्टी पॉलीगन, 3 टाइप्स ऑफ वेक्टर, राइट, लाइन। अब मैंने आफ्टर बफर प्रिंट करा था, तो आफ्टर बफर यहाँ प्रिंट हो गया। उसके बाद क्या ऐड हुआ? बफर कॉलम एक और ऐड हो गया। तो बफर कॉलम जब ऐड हुआ तो जो पॉइंट था वो एक पॉलीगन बन गया। तो ओरिजिनल ज्योमेट्री थी पॉइंट, जो बाद में बन गई पॉलीगन। ओके, यू कैन सी द डिफरेंस। सेम वेरिएबल है ट्रांजिट। हमने जब ओरिजिनली रीड करा था ट्रांजिट हब्स डॉट SHP, तो वो पॉइंट था। जब हमने उसमें इस तरीके से दिस इज अ सिंटेक्स टू ऐड अनदर कॉलम कॉल्ड बफर. बफर कॉलम ऐड हो गया, ये रहा, और वो एक पॉलीगन के फॉर्म में है, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली बफर का रीजन जो होगा वो एक पॉलीगन होगा, इट विल नॉट बी अ पॉइंट. ओके, दिस इज हाउ वी स्टार्ट कोडिंग. आई होप एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड अ लिटिल बिट. जिसको पाइथन थोड़ी बहुत आती है वो समझ जाएगा, जिसको नहीं आती है आई एम डेफिनेटली श्योर अगर वो ये 5-6 चीजें कर ले तो वो भी समझ आ जाएगा उसको, पक्की बात है. अभी मैंने जियो पांडास यूज करा था, तो मैं यहाँ दिखा दूं. दीज आर फ्यू लाइब्रेरीज विच एवरी GIS पर्सन शुड लर्न. यहाँ पे ऑप्शनल नहीं है ये. जियो पांडास, that will be used to deal with vector data. Raster IO, that will be used to deal with raster images. Shapely, that is again for geometrical and the spatial analysis. Fiona is used to read, say, work with raster as well as vector. Now question will be when to use what. It depends on the application, it depends on the hardware which you are using, it depends on the configuration of the system which you are using. क्योंकि बहुत ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो फियोना से भी हो जाती हैं, रास्टर आईओ से भी हो जाती हैं, शेपली से भी हो जाती हैं. तो आपका सिस्टम किस किस मॉड्यूल के कंपैटिबल है आप वो यूज करो, या फिर आपको एक्चुअल में व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट. क्योंकि अगर आप पाइथन में डीप डाइव करोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि रास्टर आईओ क्यों यूज हो रहा है, कि कहीं कहीं पे रास्टर आईओ क्यों यूज हो रहा है, कहीं कहीं पे शेपली क्यों यूज हो रहा है, कहीं कहीं पे जियो पांडास क्यों हो रहा है. क्योंकि वो इंटरनल चीजें हैं, वो मतलब इट इज लाइक अगर आप बिल्कुल कंसेप्चुअल लेवल पे घुस जाओ पाइथन के वेरिएबल्स के स्टोरेज पे तो वो चीजें आती हैं. मगर अभी मैं उतना डीप डाइव नहीं करूंगा. अभी आप अपने एप्लीकेशन के हिसाब से कोई भी चूज कर सकते हैं. इट बेसिकली डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिस्टम कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. Then we have GDAL. GDAL is very, I will say, complex library क्योंकि it is tough to set up. Let me be honest here. GDAL is very complex to set up, but again GDAL is also very good. Folium is used to deal with maps. Say if you want, जैसे अभी मैंने points आपको दिखाए थे, that was in a graph. But if you want to view those points on a map, that also interactive map, then you will use Folium. Import the library, create a map. Folium के थ्रू एक मैप बनाओ और उस मैप के ऊपर ये डाल दो. अब आप पूछोगे ये काम तो मैं QGIS में भी कर दूंगा. बेस मैप डाला, पीछे ऊपर शेप फाइल डाल दी. बट द डिफरेंस कहाँ पे आया था कि अगर मुझे बफर चेंज करना हुआ तो मुझे सारा प्रोसेस दोबारा रिपीट नहीं करना यार. अगर मुझे अभी तो मैंने एक शेप फाइल रीड करके दिखाई आपको. अब एक फोल्डर है, मान लो, लेट अस अज्यूम एक फोल्डर है जहाँ पे एक से ज्यादा शेप फाइल हर दिन आती है. मतलब आज एक है, कल 2 हो जाएगी, परसों 3 हो जाएगी, और मंथ एंड के बाद सब हट जाएगा, एक न्यू वन से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. तो क्या आप हर दिन QGIS ओपन करोगे, उसमें बफर लगाओगे, उसमें क्लिप करोगे? नहीं. आप एक कोड बना दोगे जो उस फोल्डर में से हर दिन उस शेप फाइल को रीड करेगा, उसमें आपका रिक्वायर्ड बफर लगाएगा और आपको आउटपुट जनरेट करके दे देगा कि भाई इस ट्रांजिट हब के अराउंड इस डिस्टेंस में इतने स्कूल्स आ रहे हैं. अगर कल को स्कूल चेंज होते हैं, ट्रांजिट हब नंबर चेंज होता है, वो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली करके दे देगा. यू डोंट नीड टू ओपन QGIS ArcGIS एवरी टाइम. दैट इज व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस. These are the few Python fundamentals. So अब वेक्टर्स के में आप क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? You can load and inspect shape files with GeoPandas, जो मैंने अभी किया, लोड करके दिखाया आपको. और फिर आप वही जितनी QGIS में चीजें होती हैं आप वो सब यहाँ पे तो कर ही सकते हो, with additions of course. आप फिल्टर कर सकते हो, फिल्टर बाय एट्रीब्यूट्स, कि आपको मान लो अगर मैंने बिल्डिंग्स का शेप फाइल दे दिया, नाउ यू वांट टू फिल्टर बिल्डिंग्स बाय हाइट, कि मुझे इतनी हाइट की बिल्डिंग चाहिए क्योंकि मुझे सोलर पैनल लगाने, तो आप फिल्टर कर दो. आपने सोचा हाइट चेंज कर देते हैं, थोड़ी और ऊंची कर देते हैं, आप फिर फिल्टर लगा दो. यू डोंट नीड टू रन द होल प्रोसेस अगेन. ज्योमेट्री प्रॉपर्टीज एट स्केल, एरिया, पैरामीटर, सेंट्रॉइड, ये सब आप कोड के थ्रू, दिस इज जस्ट वन लाइन. एक लाइन में आपको सेंट्रॉइड निकाल के दे देगा वो पूरे शेप फाइल में हर फीचर का. दिस इज व्हाट इज डन बाय पाइथन. कैसे निकालेगा वो अभी मैं बैठ के नहीं बता सकता, टू मच टाइम. आई होप यू नो इट, बट मैं बता रहा हूँ कि वेक्टर्स का क्या क्या यूज हो सकता है. देन स्पेशल फिल्टरिंग बता दिया मैंने. अभी हम जैसे बफर देख रहे थे, तो उसमें ही हम, अगर मैं मानूं कि उस बफर में 2 किलोमीटर के बफर में हर ट्रांजिट हब के मुझे जितने स्कूल्स हैं वो बता दो, सो इट विल गिव मी दो स्कूल्स. देन ऑफ कोर्स बैच प्रोसेसिंग का एग्जांपल मैंने दे दिया आपको. Working with rasters, most of the people in GIS, most, I guess most, work with satellite data, drone data. So NDVI निकालना होता है, any kind of indices, that can all be done with rasters. You can open the raster, inspect raster with raster IO. Of course, I told you raster IO is used for raster data. You can resample, you can reproject, you can you can make NDVIs, you can use say, you can extract raster values at any point, you can merge, you can mosaic, anything can be done. Okay, then geometric operations, basic geometric operations like buffering, clipping, calculating distance between feature, calculating spatial relationship, intersection kahan hai, or union. If you want to do union, you can do that. Then there are some real world examples mentioned here, like healthcare access. जैसे रूट एनालिसिस करना है आपको, ऑफ कोर्स QGIS में भी एक टूल होता है रूट एनालिसिस. आप जाके कर दो, आप एक प्लगइन डाउनलोड कर लो, आप वहां जाके कर दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, वहां पे भी हो जाएगा. आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग इट. QGIS में सब हो सकता है जो पाइथन में हो सकता है, पर जो पाइथन में हो सकता है वो QGIS में नहीं हो सकता. दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ठीक है, तो एक चीज ये थी स्कूल्स नियर ट्रांजिट. मैं ये बता रहा था कि मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया है मेथड कि हम स्कूल्स को लोड करेंगे, हम ट्रांजिट हब को लोड करेंगे, हम उसके अराउंड एक बफर लगाएंगे और उसके बाद फिल्टर कर देंगे. फिल्टर कर देंगे एज इन कि उस बफर रीजन में कितना वो है, स्कूल्स हैं. ओके, जस्ट अ सेकंड. Kamini, can we take a short break?
Okay, of course we can. So let's take a short break of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, Akshita, put the poster and we will be back in 5 minutes. Okay.
I hope we can start. Hi.
Yes, we can. Utkarsh.
Okay.
Let's start.
My voice is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's next is I will show you some, like I showed you with vector data, I'll show you some things about raster data too, so that raster doesn't feel left out. But before moving to raster, let's complete what we were doing as in for vector data. So the scope of my this session for the vector data is spatial analysis of schools near transit. So basically, we have a transit hub, we have some schools around it. We will create a buffer of say 2 kilometers around every hub, and we will filter out schools in that region, right? So let's try and do that. Okay, I'll have to share entire screen. Yes. So I will remove the print statements. Let's not plot anything as of now. So if I use control and slash, it comments out all the code. That means it won't run when you run the code. Okay. So what we will create now, we will create we have created buffer around every transit point. So now what we need to do is do some spatial analysis as in which schools, or say, just a second. Yeah. Which schools are inside those buffer regions. Okay. So let's see. Schools, let's give that variable near. Okay. So the thing is, I am using Windsurf. Okay. So for Windsurf, what happens is it has integrated AI. So it gives me suggestions on what I want to do. Okay. That's what happens. So I will write schools dot, sorry, don't worry about the syntax. Okay. I hope it works. Let me try and printing it. Okay. If anyone knows like advanced Python, they will know about lambda functions. If they don't, then it's okay. You will learn it eventually. So what I will write is this, and contains. I will explain you what it does. So it is a function. Oh, let me just copy paste it. I might have it somewhere. Okay, let it be. So what it does is we have created buffers around transit, right? So what it will do is it will look into those buffer. It will, if any schools is inside those buffer region, it will print it out. Okay. So initially, actually, the scope of the problem which I showed you was to combine those. If you see here, use unir, sorry, to merge all the buffer region and then give the output. Let me just do that only. It will save our time. So I have already written it here. Combine. This step combines the buffer region. I will keep showing you on. Yes. Let me copy first, then I'll show. Okay. So what it does is we combine the buffer. Okay. What does Combine here means, say if you have 10 transit hubs, you created a buffer around it and you merged all the buffers, right? This is the step of merging the buffer. Yeah. So what this line does is it creates a variable called combined buffer in which all the buffer column, which I showed you before, right? It 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 unifies it, it merges it. Okay. Then inside this buffer, we see the schools which are within, the spatial analysis part, right? Within. So whichever schools are inside this region, combined buffer is stored in this variable. See how important variables are. So yeah. So schools near contains all the schools which are inside the buffer, and schools far contains all the schools which are outside the buffer. This symbol here, if you can see, this symbol here shows not. That is not inside those buffer, not within the buffer. Again, don't worry about the syntax. When you will start learning, you will do. You will know what it is. Now this. So अब आपने QGIS में you created this buffer, you created this schools near and schools far. Now you want to export it, right? So export के लिए you click on the layer, you click on export, and you then export it, right? But in this, you just need to say toFile. toFile is a function which is inside this variable, and you give the name schools near transit.shp. It will save your file, save the contents of this variable schools near in this name. Sorry, in this name. Okay, I won't save it right now, so I will just use comment, but I will show you. So what I will do is these three I've already used. I'll use this also and something like this also. Okay, let's see. See, this is the merged buffer. I hope my screen is visible. So since I merged all the buffer, that's why we are seeing this kind of messy line. But we can say create individual buffers, and we can get individual schools around individual transit points also by going inside the loop. We will loop inside every transit, and then we will filter out all the schools within the buffer region of that specific transit, and we can save it outside also. Okay. Now, if you want, okay. So this is what is dealing with vector. I told you a very simple, very easy example so that you can understand. If I want to print, say, let me print these schools. Print. Yeah, ignore this. So if you will see here, these are the schools which are inside this buffer region. These are the schools inside this buffer region. Now say if you want the schools that are not inside this region, you can either say take the difference between the original schools and these, or anything of that. So basically any kind of spatial analysis, you just need the algorithmic part of it. What is an algorithm? Algorithm is the way, or say steps, which you take to do things. Like if I am in a company, I would be, मुझे एक problem statement मिलेगा कि find out the schools which are near these transit hubs. This is my problem statement. They won't tell me how to do it. They won't tell me what to do. They will just tell me this is the problem statement. Now, what I will do, I will create an algorithm in mind first. Key, how can I do it? Like in QGIS also, if you get this problem statement, what you will see, how will I do it? I will take transit hubs, I will create buffer around them, I will merge those buffers, then I will take a difference, then I will take a this. This is what I'm preparing mind is the algorithm. If you draft it on a paper, say using arrows, say plus sign, minus sign, this is your algorithm. In words also you can write. This is algorithm and you convert this algorithm to code. This is what whole coding is, converting algorithms to codes. This is what a GIS developer should do, will do, or any developer will do. This is not just limited to GIS. If I am, say, a data scientist also, a machine learning scientist also, I will be given a problem statement and I will start by making the algorithm first. Maybe in mind, maybe in sheets, maybe draw it. Most of the guys I have seen, they actually draw the algorithms on paper first so that it is iterable, right? You can always tell people, okay, I have made this, is it right? You can do it. I also try to do in this way only. This helps actually in the learning phase. Of course, if you're an expert, you don't need to draw it. You can just draw it in your mind or say use AI to tell ki I want to do this, just create an algorithm for me. It will create your algorithm. Okay. This is how you deal with raster data. Oh, sorry, vector data. Now let's try and see some parts of raster data also. So raster data, let me tell you one of my projects, a little part of it. So the problem statement which was given to me was, we had an area of interest in sea, of course, and we had to find out the vessels who which were crossing the political boundaries of a certain country. Okay, this was the problem statement given to me. So what was expected from me was to give the, say, IDs of those vessels which are crossing the political boundaries. So for that I could use satellite data. I could use easy is the terms for political boundaries. I could use the easy map. So what and there is another kind of, so basically any problem requires data. In today's world, every problem requires data. How good is your data and how much data do you have is the main catch here. So apart from satellite data and political maritime boundaries, I also had access to the database. Database is the collection of data of the ships in those region, all the ships over, say, a month of time. Okay. So what I did was I created a script that will download satellite image, say Sentinel-2 image of that area of interest of say all the 30 days, every possible image of those 30 days, and detect ships in those images using ML model, AI model, which we had. After detection, I would compare that points with the database which I had. And if anything doesn't match, I will report it to them. Okay, this is your faulty ship, which is crossing the area. Of course, with filtering of political boundaries. Yes. So this was one of the, it happened with me in the initial days of joining the company only. So it took me quite a time to go through this. But yes, it helped me understand how to use data, when to use data, how to make data clean as in the database which we had, the collection of data points of the vessels which we had. Too much garbage data, remove that. Satellite detection, download the satellite using code, download the satellite images using code. We don't use USGS platform or say any satellite downloading platform. We used APIs to download data of only that region, no extra region. Only that region, only that period of time, it was happening automatically. I just had to run the code in the morning. In the evening, I would get all the downloaded image along with the vessel points. So this is what Python does for you. Say if I was just a QGIS person or say GIS professional, what I would do is I would download, first of all, it will take me, it would have taken me 2 3 days to only download those 30 days images. That is one. Then to run, to say manually see the images inside inside the ships inside the image and draw bounding box around it, it would have taken me too much time. Then then plotting that box with the database data as a shapefile, then comparing it using say QGIS tool for every 100, for all the 100 images, it would again take me time. So my time reduced to nearly say 1/4, I guess, using the scripting. This is what happens. So I was telling you this because we actually deal with raster data in Python also. Let's see if anything can be done here. So let's see. Okay, so for dealing with raster data, you need to have a system with good configuration, of course. For say GUI based JS also, good configuration systems is required, of course. So let's see if I can create some. Okay, so for raster, I would import raster IO. My screen is visible, right? No? Yes.
It is, it is.
Yes, yes, okay. Oh, sorry. Import raster. Now, what we did as in shapefile, we can still do that we will create a variable. What, let me call it, no, not image, sat image. Okay. No. So let's understand the scope first, otherwise you guys will be confused. So what we will do is we will create a land use classification. Basic, I am not relying on the accuracy here, don't worry about the accuracy. Just a normal use case of land use classification in which I will use Sentinel-2 image, create an NDVI out of it, classify the pixels, and I won't do exporting. Okay, let's skip exporting as of now. Then I will tell you how to automate it. I will tell you the script. I don't have 50 images right now in my system, and of course it will take time and system RAM. So I will show you how to do automation also. Basically, the reading Sentinel-2, creating NDVI, classifying. That's what we will do. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so initially we will need red band, right? Where is the image? So I have two images here. Let me show you the image also. This is the image. Okay. Okay, now I will open the fourth band is red band for Sentinel-2. Raster IO dot open. For GeoPandas, we used GeoPandas or GPD dot read file, right? For here, I use this. Then for, let me load all the bands also. I will load blue band. I will load green band. I will load NIR band. And let me check if correct bands are loaded. 432, where is it? 423 RGB and 8th band is NIR, right? Now let's create an RGB. Luckily, oh sorry, before that we need to do some things. Yeah, I will tell you what I did. Let me just copy it. Why should I type it? Okay, so Okay. So what we did was we opened all the variables. We opened all these are the variables. Okay, red band, blue band, green band, and I band. What it holds is variable is basically something that stores things. So what it stored, red band stores red band in the form of raster IO compatible data type. Meaning कि अगर मैं इसमें if I put a shape file in this, it won't load. Only raster file will be read by raster IO. So red band, blue band, green band, and an IR band. These four variables, and I will just use these names moving forward, nothing else. So next, what I did was, just a second. Okay. So what I did was, now this is how, now since you know that pixel values are there, okay, we can't directly use pixel values. So these are some things which you need to do if this is a part of image processing. What you do in softwares like NV and ADAS, you you do image processing also. You need to do image processing here also. The code or say Python libraries won't read the images, read the pixels directly. Even if they read, there will be some limitations which you will eventually understand while working with these data sets. So that's why I had to do this as type float, because original pixel values won't be used by raster IO directly. So I had to convert the type of the pixel values to float. Okay. Now this profile, you can see one more variable here called profile. So what profile does is it reads the profile of that band, as in what kind of CRS is there, what is the resolution. So basically any kind of property is stored in this profile. Okay. In the same way, I converted all the, I only created profile once because every other band will have the same profile, right? So that's why I created this profile variable only once. But we had to convert all the band's value in as float. So what, this is what I did. Now I want to view an RGB image, let's say. So what I did was I stacked. You do stacking in GUI-based GIS softwares also, right? So this is what we did. We created an RGB variable, and in that, okay, this is the RGB variable which we created, and then in this we stacked red, green, and blue bands. Okay, and of course, since we stacked it, the pixel values will get merged. So we needed to do this. These are some steps, image processing steps, which I can explain you, but this you will know when you will start dealing with datasets on your own. Because it's not like in this image, this is working, so in another image, this will also work. No, for Sentinel, there will be some other methods. For say Planet, it will be some other methods. For Landsat, it will be some other methods. Eventually, while working with the images, you will know, you will try and hit and trial method basically. You will see, okay, I'm not seeing the image, or I'm seeing a black image. What should I do? I will do this, I will do that in the same way. So this is what happened with me. So at first, what I tried was, I tried to print this RGB image, okay, basically to view, but my system crashed. Then when I researched, I realized, okay, the system RAM is not able to hold that much of that big image. So I needed to downsample it a bit. So I downsampled it by 20x. Basically, this line means that we will take every 20th pixel only. We won't take any else. In easy terms, of course, not the exact terms, but in easy terms. Now, if I will first comment everything else. Let me see if my system can hold it right now. So we are using three libraries: raster IO, NumPy, and matplotlib. Raster IO is used to deal with raster data. NumPy is used to deal with say arrays. Basic. I am using very simple language. Arrays as in matrix. I hope you know, people know matrix in the form of rows and columns. Numerical data in the form of rows and columns. So it is taking too much time. Why? Because it is taking time to read red band, blue band, green band, and IR band. The shape files were very small, so it didn't take much time. But in this, it will take time. So what I'll do is I'll just show you the code in between. So then we create some NDVI here. How to create NDVI? NIR minus red, NIR plus red. Everyone knows it. Yes. Then say what will happen if NIR plus red as a denominator is 0. Python will not be able to read it properly. Okay, something loaded. Okay, see here. This is the RGB image. Okay, I didn't adjusted the brightness. That's why it is not very bright. But yeah, this is an RGB image. Let me close it. Okay. So for NDVI, NIR minus red, NIR plus red, yes. Then this, now what I was telling was that Python won't be able to read NIR plus red if this value is 0. So what we do is, in this NDVI, this is the array. So you all know image is what? Array of numbers, pixels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in this way. So this is an array, image is an array. Now, if anywhere in this array, we are finding isnan equal to isnan. Isnan, the meaning of isnan is 0. Is nan, is space nan, is null. So if any point in the array is null, 0, or say anything out of scope, it will assign it 1. Okay, -1, sorry. It will help in the classification. Now, skip this. Now, what I want is I want the classification. So for classification, I am saying that if NDVI is greater than 0.6, assign that pixel as 1. If NDVI is greater than 0.4, assign this pixel as 2. In the same way, this. Just a second. Yes, sorry. So yeah. In the same way as we assign the classes in QGIS or any GIS application, we are assigning the classes here. And after that, we are calculating. Now, the pixel values will be, say, normalized between any range like 0 or 1. Now, I want to calculate the forest area. So what I will do is, firstly, I will assign that every pixel will be termed as 100 square meter. Okay. 100 square meter, I assigned a variable called pixel area equal to 100. Now I will calculate the forest area. What is my forest? Class 1 is my forest. Okay. So I want to find the area of forest in my image. So what I am doing is, for every, okay, this classified is a classified image. Okay. Now in this classified image, I want to know the area of the pixels having value 1, as simple as that. What I am doing is, firstly, I am summing up np.sum, summing up the pixels which have an pixel value of 1, and then multiplying it by pixel area, that is 100, and then I'm doing division to convert it into kilometer square. Okay. Let me print it now. I will just print the pixel area. So it will take some time because it will load these bands again. That's why I wanted to use Google Colab or say Jupyter Notebook. In that you have sections, so that if you have run a part of code before, you don't need to run it again. But okay, it didn't take that much time. No, now you can see we have a forest area of 3.8583 kilometers square. This is calculated from the image. Okay. Now let's say I want to visualize that classification. Same as before, what I will do is I will use some downsample factor because my system won't be able to handle this. So I will use a downsampling factor of 10. I will sample the rows. I will take say 10th row and 10th column for all image. Then I will plot it using matplotlib. So it will run through all the code again. It will again print the forest area and it will show me the classified map. Again, don't go for the accuracy here, just the point of classification. Eventually, while doing the image processing, it depends on how you do the image processing. See, you can see here. Of course, if I can't see any forest area in this, but maybe there is. I am not going for the accuracy here, just to show how we are using code to classify the image. This is what you create in QGIS also by say assigning pure pixels value first, then doing the classification, or say in any other way. This can be done using Python also with this code. Okay. Yes. So this is what it was for raster. Okay. Then I told you about automation. Yes, I missed automation. Automation, I have the script here only. Let's see for that. So for automation, what you will have to do, I have explained it before also. You will have to give the folder name. The code will go inside the folder containing all images. Yeah, right here. You will give the main folder name called says Sentinel data. Now you need to learn loops to go this. Basically to automate, you need to learn loops. So for folder in os.listdir, what this function does is os.listdir. OS is a library and listdir is list directory. That means list everything inside this main folder. So it will list everything inside this main folder one by one. So if I go inside a folder, I find one folder. That folder will be assigned this variable name folder. Then I will run all the process again, get an output forest area. Then again, I will go inside the loop for next folder. So for batch processing, you need to learn loops. And this is an example to show if I have a Sentinel data folder and inside it, I have too many images. Okay. Yeah, batch. You need to have some print statements also. That's a quick tip so that it will help you to understand how far did your code run. Okay. Like I am printing here print processing folder. So it will tell me, okay, I am now at this folder. If I have 50 images inside a folder, it will show me, okay, now I am running this image. So always try to put print statements for your debug. Debugging is what? That if your code is stopping in between, throwing some error, you need to know which line threw error. Okay. You need to know how far did your code run. So for that, say for experts don't need print statements. Okay. We kind of know, okay, this line was problematic. But while learning, it's good that you write print statements so that you know how far did your code run. Okay. Now, next, this I've told you. Now, this is basically Python, how Python enhances your career development. That's what it is. Most of it, I think I covered, but again, so if you learn Python, you are diving into 72% more towards the job market demand. 72% there is more demand of GIS with Python as compared to only GIS. Then, as I told you, 68% industry adoption rate. Okay. Since Python is used in many fields, machine learning, deep learning, data analysis, every field requires say Python skills. So that's why it is here 68% industry adoption. Then 28% increase in salary, average salary. So if you know only GIS and if you know GIS with Python, of course you will have some difference in the salary. And honestly, if you learn Python, it will help you in finding ways far more than if you only know GIS. As in, only GIS skills, only GUI based GIS skills, eventually you will hit a ceiling. You will be like, where to go next? I don't know what to do next. But if you are integrating Python, if you are inside this coding domain also, you will keep learning, you will keep finding things. It's not like you will ever hit a, I will use the term ever, you will ever hit a ceiling. There are too many things, too many applications, too many domain integration with GIS that you won't feel saturated anytime. So it will again in turn help you in your job path. Okay. Like if you are saturated inside a role, now you want to switch or say try something different. You can easily transfer yourself. You won't need to spend too much time in learning a new skill because you already have this Python skill in which you can use to shift in another domains, of course, related to GIS or unrelated to GIS. So this is a small slide on which shows how to start with Python. So basically, these are the tasks which you can do. Like when I asked in the session starting, what is the problem you face while learning Python? Someone told me, okay, I don't know how to code. What to code? This is what you should code. Load a shapefile first. Inspect its attribute. Compute simple stats. Simple stats as in what is the, say if you have a shapefile showing buildings of a region. What is the average area of buildings in my region? What is the average height of buildings of my region? Something like that. Then you should also, of course, learn Python. So Anaconda is a environment software. No need to learn if you don't want to learn that right now. It's fine. Just start with basic Python. Any basic IDE, Google Colab, VS Code, anything. GeoPandas. Then this is the method to do this. You read the shapefile through this, like I did. You print the number of features, CRS. You print the large cities. You print the sorry. You print the small cities. You print its area. You export it. If you have some error, you do research in that error. Say you are you didn't import the right module, but use the function of the module. So it will throw an error, module not found. Then you will see, okay, what is the problem? Okay, I didn't import the module. Okay. Next steps. Now, next you can start learning Folium, spatial joins. I will say learn batch processing and automation at last. When you are familiar with Python language and modules, libraries, learn batch processing and automation at last. So these are the few key takeaways. Python enables automation at scale, complements additional JIS tools. It doesn't replace it, it complements. Python skills are learnable in weeks. It is not too tough. It drives your salary gains and career. It has real world impact. And you need to start small and then you will eventually start. When you will enjoy learning, you will eventually start earning more or say exploring more. So yes, I need you to start now. That's what I will conclude. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a great presentation. clear and insightful session. Now, as mentioned earlier, it's time for a quick interactive quiz based on what was discussed in today's session. We have shared and pinned a Google Form link in the chat box. The quiz consists of 5 short basic questions related to Python, Michelle, GIS workflows, and concepts covered by the speaker today. This is a great chance to quickly test your understanding, so we encourage everyone to participate. Please make sure that you fill in your correct name and email ID, as the responses will be used to identify the winners. We will evaluate the responses immediately, and the top 5 participants will be announced at the end of the session. Additionally, we will be giving a special shout out to the winners on our official social media platform. So let's make this fun and interactive. Click the link and answer the question. Give it your best shot. You have 2 minutes. After this, we will start the quiz session. Let's get started. Okay, guys, you have 2 minutes. Please fill the quiz. I think that Michelle's voice was breaking, so I'm repeating that on this technical session, we have made a small quiz, and whosoever wins, we will announce the names of the winner here and also on our social media platforms. So please fill this quiz. It's in the chat box of the meet. You have 2 minutes, okay? We will have the Q&A after the quiz, okay? Michelle, let's start the Q&A. We will now open the floor for questions. The participants may use the raise hand option to unmute and ask their questions or type them in the chat box. We will read them out. We encourage you to ask questions related to Python usage in GIS, automation, workflows, and common learning challenges. Okay, Sumit Sharma, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Utkarsh, sir, for a wonderful session. Sir, you mentioned a term CRS in
Yes.
Python learning. So can I know the what CRS is? And I'm not study Python any type of.
Sorry, your voice actually broke in between. Can you repeat? Or
Sir, can you tell me the CRS term used in the Python learning?
okay, CRS. Do you know? So, do you know uh,
Sir, uh,
WGS84? Have you
मैं
heard of it?
नहीं नहीं मैं, नहीं, मैंने पाइथन
हाँ,
अभी तक पढ़ा ही नहीं है, लेकिन
कोई बात नहीं।
सीआरएस टर्म
जीआईएस,
थोड़ा बता दीजिए
जीआईएस
क्या है।
आता है? पढ़ा है?
अभी हम लोग बैचलर्स में हैं,
अच्छा अच्छा।
थर्ड ईयर में।
तो बैचलर ठीक है, तो आप लोग अभी आगे जाके पढ़ेंगे मैप प्रोजेक्शंस। मे भी पढ़ भी लिया होगा, आई डोंट नो। तो मैप प्रोजेक्शंस में होता है जैसे WGS84 सुना होगा, EPSG4326, CRS इक्वल टू कोऑर्डिनेट रेफरेंस सिस्टम। कि हम किस कोऑर्डिनेट, दिस इज नॉट अ पाइथन टर्म, दिस इज अ जीआईएस टर्म। कि हम जो भी चीज डील कर रहे हैं वो कौन से कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम में कर रहे हैं, दैट इज CRS। ओके, दैट्स ऑल। ओके,
Okay, Mr. Abhishek, please ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning, sir. So my
Hi.
question is, what are the advantages for using Python like over the R language while integrating with GIS?
okay. So I guess the difference lies in the applications only. Some things are easily done with R, some things are easily done with Python. You need to see what kind of application do you need and which language will be better. The advantages of Python, so I have not worked with R, okay, but with Python, which I feel is it can be easily used to integrate with other domains also, as I mentioned before, also machine learning, deep learning. If you are planning to use your reports or say output in machine learning as a data, then I think Python will be good. But if your application is only limited to GIS outputs, you are not doing anything with your data further, it depends on the applications which language will be better.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take questions from the chat box. So, Sumit Sharma asked, can I learn Python with my study without affecting the course I pursue?
Definitely you can. Just I told you, just watch 14, 15, 20 videos which covers the basic idea of Python. What are constants, variables, functions, loops, and then you start coding whatever you do in QGIS. Okay, let me put it in this way. You do anything in QGIS, you try to do this in PyQGIS. There is a tool inside QGIS called PyQGIS. Whatever you do with your tools, you can do it in the code in PyQGIS. Try to do it there first. Then you try to replicate that outside of that GUI in a say Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook or VS Code. In this way, you will have easy understanding of whatever I am doing. मैं टूल में क्या कर रहा हूँ, कोड से मैंने सेम चीज करी, तो कोड का कौन सा पार्ट क्या कर रहा है, देन ट्रांसफर इट टू VS Code. In this way, you can do it. But if you need to start. The main challenge is to start learning. You can do eventually. No big deal. 1 hour every 2-3 days more than enough. Because let's be honest here, Python सीखने में टाइम नहीं लगता, थ्योरी पढ़ने में टाइम नहीं लगता. जो टाइम लगता है वो एप्लीकेशन में लगता है. एप्लीकेशन तब आएगा समझ में if you are using tools then code. Yeah.
Also, Utkarsh, can we emphasize on this part that not you don't have to dive a lot into the books for Python, but actually you need to practice the problems to learn Python for GIS or
Exactly.
Geospatial.
Yes. Thanks for pointing it out. So books. So some people like learning from books, no doubt. Some people like watching videos, but Python is a practical tool. Even if you learn through books, even if you learn through videos, you will need practical experience. You can't just watch 50 100 videos and say कि मुझे Python आ गई. No. Even after watching 200 videos, I am damn sure you won't be able to write a single code. Why? Because you didn't try. Even if you're watching YouTube videos, try to code what they are coding. Try to manipulate the syntax. कि अगर मैं ये कर दूं तो क्या हो जाएगा, वो कर दूं तो क्या हो जाएगा. That will be more fun to do, and that will help you understand. When you will get errors, you'll understand, okay, I did this mistake. This is not available in YouTube or say books. They don't show you the errors properly. So yes, videos before books, practical experience before videos.
और मतलब अगर हमको पूरा पाइथन हम मतलब सीखने के लिए हमें पूरी पाइथन सीखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सभी लाइब्रेरीज जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। ये बहुत लोग बहुत कंफ्यूज होते हैं इसको लेके कि पाइथन तो इतना ज़्यादा बड़ा, इतना लाइब्रेरीज है, इतनी सारी बुक्स हैं, इतना रिसोर्सेज है, हम जियो स्पेशल के लिए कैसे करें? तो क्विकली करने के लिए जैसे हमने अपने इंटर्नशिप्स के दौरान एनटीआरओ में किया है कि हम डायरेक्टली प्रॉब्लम्स पर गए और हमने वहां से पाइथन सीखना शुरू किया। प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करते करते हमने जियो स्पेशल के लिए पाइथन सीखना शुरू किया, रादर देन हमने पहले बुक्स को पढ़ा या बेसिक बस फंक्शंस एंड ऑल सब पता होना चाहिए, एकदम बेसिक जो चीज है, उसके बाद प्रॉब्लम्स पे काम करते करते ही आता है। तो ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जो प्रैक्टिकली हमने समझी है। तो चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं। Sir, which library can be used to digitize any geographic area?
So, I think I've told you before also, digitization is best done manually. Because if you want to do it by code, it will take lots of libraries, lots of effort, and I feel those efforts will be more than GUI-based GIS. I have not tried it, but I have seen people try digitization, but क्योंकि for digitization we need features, and features are best visible visually, right? You need to mark the exact boundaries, exact areas. If you rely on coding or say libraries, it will take lots of analysis, lots of image analysis for you. So I will suggest try to do it manually only. But if you want to try it by code, there is no single library. You need to have knowledge of all the libraries: GDAL, Shapely, GeoPandas, Raster.io, OpenCV, NumPy, everything. You need to have a good Python command if you want to try it by code.
Okay, the next question is, sir, I am performing morphometric analytics of different basins, but the processing is same for all of them. It is very time consuming. So I want to know if it is good to either use a model builder in Arc, or is it good to use Python script? It's like he's creating drainage basins.
Yeah, I got it. So if you have few basins, I think model builder will be good. But if you have many basins, same processing, I think Python is better because it will help. Again, I told you, for relying on IPy, you need to have that environment only. But for Python, you can just open the code, keep it running all day. Just add the file, add the DEM values, DEM data in the folder, and then it will happen. But if there are very few basins, it's good to have it in model builder ArcPy only.
Okay, another question is from Abhishek. So what are the advantages of using Python over R while integrating with GIS?
Okay, I think he asked this.
Okay, he has asked this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, another query is how to learn web scraping with Python to extract data from the websites.
Okay, that's a separate domain. There are Python libraries called Beautiful Soup, if you have heard of it. You can just type in YouTube how to do. It's not that tough. You need to have knowledge of data types, JSON format, or what kind of data you are scraping. How do you want to output? How do you want to output? So there are few libraries. I remember Beautiful Soup. There are also better than this, but yes, web scraping is very common, and it's better to go for open source learnings only. I think YouTube has everything which you need. You don't need to pay. Only thing is, after watching the videos, try it yourself before moving on to next video. Or say try random random problems for yourself. Like कि मुझे schools निकालने हैं. I will do web scraping for school within my area. I will scrap the numbers from the Google with code. Randomly create and try. That's all.
Okay, next question is, sir, if I have to choose between two courses, AIML and data analysis, what will I choose to enhance my value in the market?
I think there is no comparison to this. Of course, AIML is booming. आजकल AIML की डिमांड ज़्यादा है, no doubt. But I think data analysis के बाद ही AIML सीख सकते हो आप. You can't choose between the two. For going AIML, you need to learn data analysis. You need to do EDA. So for AIML, while learning AIML, there is a thing called EDA, Exploratory Data Analysis. AIML क्या होता है? डेटा लिया, ट्रेन किया. डेटा कहाँ से आया? हमने बनाया. हमने कहाँ से बनाया? जो हमें मिला था उसको साफ किया, उसको मॉडिफाई किया. That is data analysis. So for AIML, you need to learn data analysis. So I will say you start learning data analysis. If you enjoy it, try one or two projects for AIML. Projects is a big word. One or two things for AIML. If you feel you are interested in AIML, go for it. If you feel you are good with the data analysis, data scientist, go for it.
Okay, the last question is, sir, can you elaborate more on API used for loading satellite data directly?
Okay, so as I mentioned, so if you will go on any satellite data platform like say USGS, or I hope you have heard of Alaska Satellite Facility, ASF, then we have Copernicus. So they do give you an API link, say API string with your token. In your Python script, you use that link, you use that token to get your output. APIs are what? APIs are basically, it's like I went to a mall. I want to buy something. I want to buy shoes. I don't know where shoes are. I just know that this person knows where is shoes. So I will contact this person. I will tell him I want this shoes, this kind of shoes on this number. This person is my API. It will go, it will fetch that shoes, it will give it to me. This is API. So you need to integrate that person in your code, that API in your code, so that you don't need to go in the Earth Explorer, type your AOI, type your date again and again and again. You use that person as a source for all the data of the satellite. Getting? That's what API is. So I have used ASF API for getting Sentinel-2 data. You can also try it. Just type ASF API. First, learn Python a bit, how to use those APIs in code. Then take that API, integrate it in your script, get your output as a variable, and then you can use that variable everywhere. Or if you want to download the image, you can download it also. APIs में option होता है downloading का भी. So if you .download करके, every API has its own syntax. You need to learn the API docs. You need to see the API docs on how to use it. Everything is written there. Yeah.
Okay, Utkarsh, one question from me. Uh, you know, the Chat GPT and Gemini, they have made coding very easy for us. And we are using it in our geospatial workflows. But can you like tell us something we should keep in our mind while doing it? Like I see students directly copying the code without actually knowing what's behind it or what the code is telling. So can you give suggestions to students for
Okay.
using Gemini and AI LLMs for code?
While I was typing the code, you have already seen, even when AI gave me the code, it threw me error, right? AI doesn't know everything till yet, till now. It will know eventually, but till now, no. For easy codings, you can use AI, say ChatGPT, Gemini. But if your task is complex, if your task involves a lots of variables, a lot of relationship between the variables, it is good that you at least know what is happening in your code. No need to learn the syntax. It's okay if you don't know the syntax. Not everyone knows the syntax, but you should know what it is doing, where it is doing. Suppose you wrote you wrote a code and I told you, okay, change this. You should know where to change, what to change, what will happen if I change it, what will be the downstream effects of if I change one thing, if I change the other thing, right? That's what's important. So for if I would like to say that use AI to learn. Don't use AI. You can use AI to code also, but again, use AI to learn. You can code through AI, but then learn what it does. I also use ChatGPT. I also use Gemini. It's okay. Everyone does it. But I know what is happening in my code. I just use it to save my time. That's all. Use it to save time, not anything else. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for answering all the questions, and it was very engaging interaction with the participants. So, thank you to the participants also for giving us such wonderful questions. And now, Neha, please can we start with the vote of thanks?
Yes, ma'am. Before the vote of thanks, I would like to announce the winners of the quiz.
Okay, we would be happy to see who are the winners.
Okay, thank you so much for the amazing response, everyone. I'm really glad to see that almost everyone got most of the quiz answers correct. It clearly shows that the session was actually fruitful, and I genuinely hope you all enjoyed it. I really wish I could take everyone's name, but for now, I'll be announcing the top 5 performers. So, congratulations to Abhishek Gumbar, Manya Saxena, Satyam Tripathi, Sumit Sharma, and Pavan Kumar. A big round of applause for them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you so much for
Thank you,
responding,
ma'am.
everyone. Now, on behalf of Geospatial Society DTU, I would like to express our gratitude to our respected HOD, Dr. KC Tiwari, for his continuous guidance and encouragement. We also acknowledge the support of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean Students Welfare, Dean PG, Dean UG, all deans, heads of departments, faculty members, the registrar, and administrative heads of the university. A special thank you to Mr. Utkarsh Karn sir for sharing his expertise and helping students gain much needed clarity on Python and GIS integration. I would also like to appreciate the efforts of the organizing committee and volunteers for ensuring the smooth execution of today's session. Thank you, everyone. We now request all participants to share their valuable feedback through the link shared in the chat.
Thank you to all our participants for joining us today. The recording of this session will be available on our official YouTube channel. And we encourage you to revisit it and practice the concept discussed here today. We now invite you to join us for our next exciting technical session under Geospace. Sorry. We now invite you to join us for our next exciting technical session under Geo-Space Techfest 2026. Can you give me a minute? So our next session is AI in Space Tech, featuring Ms. Swasti Priya DJ, former project candidate at LPSC ISRO, an education and outreach officer at Life to Beyond Foundation. The session will be held on 24th January 2026 from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. in online mode. We look forward to your continued participation in our upcoming sessions. Until then, have a great week ahead. Thank you. See you all soon. Yes, someone is saying something. Okay. So let's end this meeting and see you all on next Saturday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.